You're being recorded for all time.
All right, and I'll set my timer. Welcome, everybody. This is Move, Meditate, and Make a Difference. I'm Amber, if we haven't met. If we have met, you've been coming regularly, welcome. Either way, actually, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. The sunlight is super bright. The sun's getting up earlier, and so I'm a little bit backlit. We hung a screen to see if that helps. Tomorrow we may move all the way forward in front of these. We'll see. So I don't know how the lighting's going to be today, but at the moment it looks okay. Okay, so we are going to move. Let's just start swaying your hips from side to side. My standard greeting, the thing that everybody should remember as we move in this space and as you move in your regular daily space, is to be kind to yourself. Recognize where you're at, try to see that and not beat yourself up over that. So embrace where you're at physically, and then you get to move beyond that. And I will try to give us a lot of different options so that there will be an exercise option for where you're at, and then you'll also be able to see the possibilities as you move forward. If you need to make modifications, do things slower or faster, or do the push-ups on your fists instead of on your hands, or please feel free to make modifications so things that feel better for you. The point is to move and feel good moving. Let's do some shoulder circles. So circling your shoulders. Moving them forward, up, back, behind. Forward, up, back, behind. One more time that direction. And then reverse. So your shoulders go down, back, up, forward. Down, back, up, forward. Keep that circle. You're going to do a couple more. And one more. And then just kind of bounce your shoulders. We'll bounce them together, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And then one after the other, up and down, up and down, up and down. Shake out your arms. Ooh. Shake your wrists as much as you can at the end there. Okay, we're going to do a little wrist exercise. So you're going to have your hands in front of you at about belly button height. You're going to let your wrists come up, and then your wrists go down. So you're imagining there's a string tied to your wrist, and it comes up and down. Up and down. It's very gentle and very soft. So I'm not leading with my hands. I'm really trying to let my wrists do the motion sideways. That's what it looks like. Just as several people have talked about how their wrists can start to be a little bit sore or achy. So doing some of these, I'm going to give you 3 variations here, and doing these every morning can really help. So then you're going to come back to centered. So you're resting your hands again on a shelf that's belly button height. Now you're going to go side to side. So I'm leading with this side of my wrist. It's going to go back and forth. Staying, so it's not about my elbows. You'll notice that my elbows aren't really moving very much. It's really about the side of my wrist. It goes like this, except on your belly button shelf. So getting that from side to side. Nice and soft and gentle. And then you're going to circle. So again, this is wrist led. So your hands are kind of relaxed in the middle. And I'm just circling both my wrists around, trying to make as big of a circle as possible. One more time. This sequence of 3 exercises comes from an organization called Z Health. And they have a cool approach to joint mobility. Now you're going to switch your circle the other direction. So it goes down, around, Again, really trying to focus on your wrists being what's moving. So it's not your hands. Though your hands do move kind of as like a tail that's just kind of behind your wrist. We'll do a couple more. And then one more. Okay, and if you're going to remember this to do tomorrow, there's up and down, there's side to side, and then there's circles. And I'll try to remember to do them again this week so that they'll start to sit in your head so you can work on them. And we'll keep working on other wrist and hand things. Okay, feet wide. Start with both toes, all your feet pointing towards the camera, towards me if you're standing in front of me. Now, take your right foot, rotate it so that it's going sideways. Hips move sideways. Line your neck up with your spine and tilt yourself as far as you can go. And then come back up. This is our windmill. So we're going to do this a couple times, lowering down and coming back up. Lowering down. It's like similar to a yoga pose called Trikonasana. Hips go to the side, lower down. We're just moving through it for range of motion. Someday you can add weight to this action. Let's add this arm straight up. This is one of the places you put weight. You can also hold weight down here. It's one of my favorite exercises when you hold weight. It's really fun. Let's do one more on this side. Okay, you're gonna come, feet going straight forward. Now take your left foot, rotate it. So now it's going 90 degrees to the other one. Hips go to the side. Torso tilts and come up. Torso tilts.
No arm first.
No arm. I mean, you can add the arm if you want to. Just, it's an extra thing to think about. So if you're really focusing on your spine, the arm is not necessary. I like adding the arm in eventually, because then you can really feel a long line between both arms. I'm falling over. A long line between both arms. And then you really press your top arm up to the ceiling. That's just a nice preparation for when you start to add weight to it. You can really notice what this shoulder is doing. We'll do two more. And up. One more. And come up. Nice. Okay, next, we're going to practice. We've talked in the past about the deadlift position where you get your back into a nice flat position. So let's do that a couple times. So tipping forward, coming back up. You can bend your knees. You should bend your knees. It's early in the morning. And come back up. We'll do a couple more just of this action and come back up. One more. Now we're just going to add some. So you're going to go from side to side, and you're coming, I'm going to show the first side to show that my back is staying in a flat position the whole time, and I'm coming out to touch the floor. So my footwork is side to side. So my feet are just stepping as I tip forward. And I'm touching down in the middle. That's extra. You don't have to. So if that's too complicated, just do tip forward, stand up. Tip forward. If that one makes sense, you can add the tip forward with your leg stepping out. Leg stepping out. And then if you want, you can add the hands touching down. Just to make sure your back stays nice and flat. Come up between each one. Up. Up. Now you can also think about your butt. Your butt is what stands you up. Up. This can be smaller. If you go smaller, just make sure you're keeping your back flat. So don't curve your back to reach down. Keep doing whichever one you're doing. Just do a couple more. Good, and come back to center. Okay, we haven't done jumping jacks in a little while, so we just have to do some jumping jacks. Let's circle one foot one direction to make sure your ankles are warm, circle it the other direction. Switch feet, circle one direction, and circle the other direction. Okay, so you've got jumping jacks. They don't have to be fast. Notice that your knees are soft. You're not keeping your legs really hard and straight because that's gonna hurt, right? Your ankles are soft. Your knees are soft.
And you can do it without jumping too.
And you can do it without jumping. You can step out and in, out and in, out and in. Now, we're gonna do the fancy one. So step your left foot forward, right arm forward, and then switch. Switch. Okay, yep, see if you can increase the speed. You don't have to jump. You can just step. Okay? It's okay if this one gets you befuddled. Just laugh. And then try again. Do 10 more seconds. And stop. Okay, now, everybody's heart rate's up a little bit, which is good. Your wrists are warm. Your ankles are warm. All this is good because today we're doing burpees, which I know everybody goes, yay, when I say burpees. So everybody cheer. Okay, so we've got burpee options, right? If you're doing them at the back of the couch, hands go to the back of the couch. You do your push-up. You step in. You do a little jump. You step back out. You do a push-up. Step in. Little jump. Okay. Option number one. Option number two. To the floor. Make sure you get all the Legos out of the floor before you go. So you reach down to touch the floor. Maybe you don't get your butt all the way down. Maybe you're here. You step out. Do whatever size push-up you can. Step in. Stand up. That's option number two. Option number three, torso stays really upright as you go down. Jump out, jump in, jump up, and you can always add in clapping push-ups if you want that extra power and extra jump for your upper body strength too. So if you normally do a lot of push-ups, do clapping push-ups, unless it bothers your wrists. So everybody ready?
Ready.
Pick your option. You can make a variation with all those options if you want to. Push yourself a little bit. Everybody ready? Get set. Go. Push up. See if you can do a clapping push up if you want. Maybe you step back one step. Or maybe now you're ready to do one step harder and add a jump. Everybody do 3 more. Last one. Woo. All right.
Okay, everybody looks suitably tired.
Jesse says everybody looks suitably tired.
Good work.
Good work. Isn't it supposed to tire you out? Catch your breath. We're gonna go to the floor and we're gonna do our bridge. So get yourself on the floor. We've got 3 options for the bridge. Option number 1, you squeeze your butt, you lift it up. You hold here. This is a great place. You really want to focus on your butt, not extending through your ribs, pressing your butt up. So everybody can start here. Find this position. You might stay here. If you can't feel your butt working, you might need to just do little tiny pulses. The whole goal of the exercise is to find your butt. So if you're not finding your butt, start lower. If you're still not finding your butt, send me an email and I'll give you a different exercise that'll hopefully help you find your butt.
Amber, I have a question.
Our butts are important.
What does find your butt mean?
Jesse wants to know, what does it mean to find your butt, which is a very good question. Finding your butt means you can tell that something is working right there. Maybe put your hands there and you can feel it squeeze. Maybe you feel it start to burn.
Gotcha.
That's what it means. Okay, so you can continue on in this path. Option number 2, you can switch to one leg. Other leg is up. Now right now I'm really focusing on my right butt. So the foot that's on the floor, focusing on that glute is the proper term. And then you're going to switch to the other side or keep going if you're on 2 feet. Ribs stay relaxed, so it's going to be a smaller exercise than you possibly think in order to get your butt working. Okay, now you can either switch back to the first side or you can do the upside down one just for the fun of it. Press yourself up, maybe you just come to your head and go back down. Press yourself up, use your butt, and come on down. And your arms and your back. 2 more. If you're on one leg, switch to the other leg. Last one, upside down. And come down. All right. We're going to stay on the floor. Hands are going to be back behind you. Now I like to do this with my fingertips pointing out. You can do it up on your fists, especially if you have something soft under your fists. You can adjust and have your fingers go any which way that feels comfortable. What you're going to do, straighten your legs. We're not going to walk around the crab. We're just going to straighten our legs and lift our butts up. If that's too intense, you can bend your knees. Bring your feet in closer. That's a little bit less intense. So focusing on your shoulders. If this is really hard on your wrist, come on down to your elbows. And you don't even have to lift up. I mean, you don't even have to press up or lift your butt up. Just push your chest up. And you'll feel how that's working your shoulders in a very similar way, but not bothering your wrists. Let's hold for 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. We're going to do these 3 exercises one more time. So for your burpees, you're going to try and do one little bit harder than what you did last time. So if you were going halfway down at the couch, try and touch your chest to the couch. If you were jumping a little bit like this, try to jump a little bit higher. If you were doing regular push-ups, try to do 1 clapping push-up. If you're doing the jump at the end, you can add knees coming up. So you're going to count for, no, we don't have to do a count. We're just going to go for a little while. So everybody ready? Get set, go. Come down, press up. So push yourself. This will be our last time through today. Of course, unless you do the workout again. Trying to push yourself to do a tiny bit harder than you did last time. Everybody do 1 more. Gonna breathe. You should be breathing that whole time.
She's still going.
Thea is still going. Go with Thea.
So she's going ahead there.
She's following with a headstand. That's the ultra advanced. Let's all come down to do our bridge. Lying on your back. Butts lift up. Option number 1, stay there. Option number 2, 1 leg. Pulsing or lifting. Do 5 and then switch sides. 1, 2. Or you can go back to the first side now, or you can go upside down. The upside down is not for everybody. Don't feel bad if it's not for you. And everybody come down. Hands behind you. Fingertips leading away from each other. Start by just pressing your shoulders down. That's our first stage. You can do this with your elbows on the floor or with your hands on the floor. Next stage, lifting your pelvis up. Straightening your legs. Keep paying attention to your shoulders. We're going to hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7 shoulders, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, guys, that was good work. A good Tuesday workout. Whew, catch your breath. Jesse's gonna lead us in. Meditate now.
Okay. Let's breathe together. Let's settle into your posture, into your seat, into the ground if you're sitting on the ground. And let's close our eyes together. Just listening to your breath and your heartbeat. Enjoy the sensation of having just worked out. Enjoy these amazing human bodies. Just imagine all the hundreds and thousands of things going on right now in your body, allowing you to do these workouts. Today, we're just going to watch the breath. That's the entire meditation. And when your mind strays from the breath, we're going to try, just this time, congratulating yourself when you come back to the breath. Instead of beating yourself up for losing your focus, just acknowledge the miracle of always coming back to your breath. Ready, on your own. When you catch yourself straying in your mind and you come back to your breath, give yourself a little reward. Really enjoy the breath. Take an extra deep inhale or extra deep exhale as you come back from your wanderings. Should feel great. Open your eyes. That's the meditate for today. Thank you very much. Time for Make a Difference. Watch the tripod. Okay, all right. Very good. Okay, so can you hold it?
Yeah, you sit on my lap because Dad is going to say to make a difference.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a story for you today about the Make a Difference. Before we had kids, we used to spend a lot of time at this place called Dharma Field, which is a Zen center in Minneapolis. If anybody from Dharma Field is watching, hello, we miss you guys. And one of the teachers there is named Norm. Norm's a great teacher, and he, in addition to being a Zen teacher for 20, 30 years or something, he was also an orderly at hospitals. And so one of his orderly friends asked him one day, you know, it's really cool. I heard you're a Zen teacher. What is Zen? And
in the midst of their workday.
In the midst of their workday. And so Norm didn't have a lot of time to go into what is Zen. And he thought, what could I tell this guy that would make sense to him right now in the moment? And he came up with, do your best. Just do your best. And that's the Make a Difference for today. Do your best. All right, maybe Kais has one for us as well.
And he'll give it to us
give us to
when we get over there.
No, Make a Difference for today. Okay. So thanks,
that was you. We had to make a difference.
That was my Make a Difference.
Yes.
No Make a Difference from Kais.
He might give us one over on the other computer.
Okay, all right.
So we'll change computers and say hello to everybody over there if you'd like to hang out.
Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Wasn't that fast, Mommy?
No.
Oh.